Is the final reset a vlog of one's queen weight loss journey? Hey, it is your girl Mylira Green, and I want to welcome you back to the final reset. I hope that everybody is having an amazing day, and let's just take a moment to breathe. I needed it, y'all. I was tired, but I'm back. So I want to do a follow-up of the last episode where we talked about the importance of knowing your triggers and being able to teach you, once you are aware of your triggers, what do you do afterwards? Because I know for me, one of my coping strategies I used to use is food, and I am dedicated to no longer using that as a coping strategy. Okay, so what are some coping strategies that we can utilize that are positive, that can assist us with managing stress, our triggers, things that rub us the wrong way? What can we incorporate in our lives that can assist us with getting with that? So one big thing is breathing. People do not realize that your breath is the most powerful thing that you have on planet Earth that allows you to reset. Your breath is what gives you life. It allows you to literally just reset your life. So some people do kind of a cycle of breathing. I know people that hold their breath for 6 seconds, then they will, breathe in 6 seconds, hold their breath 6 seconds, breathe out 6 seconds, and continue that rotation. But what I will tell you is, deep breathing, start where you are. If you're not a person that is used to just deep breathing, I would say maybe start with 3. So let's do an example, and I want you to do this with me. So we're going to breathe in for 3 seconds. You're going to hold it for 3 seconds, and you're going to breathe out. So let's try that together. You ready? Good job. Now, if you are like me, that felt amazing. Okay. So a lot of the times when you deep breathe, it allows you to just tap back into this moment right here, your present moment. A lot of the times we are so focused on what just happened or what's going to happen next that this moment right now that we are presented with, we miss the beauty of that moment. And when you practice breathing, not only is it beneficial for your body, not only is it beneficial for your mind, but it draws you present to this moment. Now, another coping strategy to add to the deep breathing is, a lot of the times you can breathe in something positive, so a positive affirmation. You want to hold that positive affirmation in. You want to allow it to just hug your body, get there. And then when you breathe out, you want to think about that negative thing coming away from you. So for example, we're going to do this one more time, and I want you to think of the positive affirmation of, let's see. What's a good one? Let's breathe in a positive affirmation of peace, okay? So for those 3 seconds, I want you to focus on the word peace. When you hold for those 3 seconds, I want you to feel the peace just going all from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. And when you're breathing out, I want you to breathe out stress, okay? So let's try that together. You ready? Let's go. All right, so that is a simple coping skill that you could do anytime. I know a lot of people, because I'm a big meditator, and people like, Mylira, I don't have time to meditate. Yo, use your bathroom time as a self-care ritual. How do you do that? How I just taught you how to do those breaths to keep you grounded. Now, let me kind of take a step back. When utilizing coping skills, that means that something has popped up that has been out of your control, and now you need something to hold on to get you back grounded. But what I want to challenge you guys is, when we begin to incorporate our coping skills as part of our daily self-care routine, it allows allows for us to be less impacted and less affected by those triggers. So if you know every time I'm going into the bathroom, especially if you're at work and you have a stressful job, every time you use the restroom, allow that to be your debrief moment. As soon as you use the restroom, you finish, as you washing your hands, before you walk out of that door, take those 3 breaths as a cycle. Breathe in 3, hold for 3, breathe out. If you're really, really having a stressful day, breathe in those affirmations. Hold that affirmation in your body and breathe it out. So that's a coping skill that you can utilize. Another coping skill that you can utilize is whatever hobby you like, okay? Whether that's reading a book, whether that's playing video games, whether that's writing, whether that is, spending time with your kids, whatever activity that you enjoy doing that does not make you second guess, that comes easy for you, that if you can think about it, it brings you the most happiness and joy. You want to pull on that as one of your coping mechanisms. So that when those triggers are coming, instead of planning for the next big meal or planning, because a lot of us don't just go and overeat. We're planning where we're going to go. We're planning what we're going to eat. We're planning how much we're going to eat. And then sometimes it's that spiral. So the same way we can plan for that big meal to make us feel good as the same way we can plan for that activity that's going to get us back to a place of homeostasis. So for me, it will be reading or vlogging or spending time with my children or spending time with my husband or going and exercising. So instead of me planning on my next cheat meal, I'm going to mentally plan on the next activity that I know is going to bring me the best feeling of joy, peace, and happiness that's going to get me away from that stressful and that trigger. Now let's go back to self-care. Self-care is going to be your most important coping strategy, especially when you're going through this process. And the reason why I say that is because many of us do not take care of ourselves. And I know that I am 100% guilty. No matter how much I talk about work-life balance, career-life balance, family life balance, we can talk about balance all day long, but when you are empty, you cannot pour into any of those areas. And it's going to be imperative for you to ensure that during this journey, you pour into you. Because once you have this surgery, you have a specialized diet, you have a certain amount of protein you got to get into your body, you have a certain amount of fluids you have to get into your body. They want you to exercise, you got doctor's appointments to go to, now you got to go and shop and all these other things. You have to find time to pour into yourself, to do meal prepping, to make sure you are prepared for the week to come ahead. Because if you're not prepared, it's very easy for us to misutilize the tool that we are on our journey to do. So when you have daily self-care practices, it allows for you to build a solid foundation. So when those negative moments come, it just roll off your shoulder. Just roll off, and roll off, and roll off. Okay? So what can you do for self-care? A lot of people feel like they need money for self-care. The first thing I hear, especially when I used to think of self-care, I'm thinking about getting my nails done, which they're not doing, getting my feet done. There's something that I need to do to spend money, and that is not what it is. Self-care could be including those deep breathing when you first get up in the morning. Right before you put your feet down on the ground, you're taking those deep breaths. You're breathing in gratitude for the next day, and you're breathing out any doubt, any fear, any negativity. It could be meditating, spending 5 to 15 minutes in the morning of just sitting and being. You will be surprised how that starts your day off in a positive way. And then also utilizing, moments, setting time aside. Everybody needs time to themselves. And I am guilty of always having something on my schedule to do, whether it is at work, whether it is with my family, so spending time with my husband, my kids, whether it's putting something down for my business, so doing different events or things like that. I always have something on my schedule, being there for my family. But I am realizing that if I am empty, I have nothing to poor. So I have to introduce a level of self-care. So what I tell people, if you can at least get 15 to 20 minutes to yourself every day in the beginning until you can get into a routine of seeing that you have the same 24 as everyone else, and we're going to fill our time with space to make sure that we take care of ourselves. Self-care is going to be one of the most important coping skills that you can incorporate, because once you begin to fill yourself up, when those things happen, it won't be such a hard of a blow. So now we don't have to take so much time to recuperate, and then we're not triggered to do bad habits. What are some other coping skills we can do? You can ride a bike. Some people attend religious services. They hang out with their friends. Coping skills does not mean that I am literally going to go out and spend money. It may be, I know I need to call this girlfriend that know my end goal, my support person, and say, yo, I had a stressful day. My trigger came up. And then they remind you, you got this, put your head back in the game. Again, you want to have a coping strategy that's going to put you back on track, that's going to balance you back out, that's going to bring you back to a place of homeostasis. And it doesn't always work the first time around. It's just like affirmations. I remember when I started doing affirmations, which is another part for me of self-care, where I will say, I am metamorphic. I am a yes. I am limitless. I am integrity. I am radiating. I am ambitious. I am Mylira. I love that. That joint is so powerful, but when I first started saying it, I didn't believe it. So with any coping strategy, you want to continue to try to incorporate new things. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Try something else. But what you don't want to do is go back to old habits that you know does not benefit you at the end. So what do I want you to take from this today? I want you to take from this that coping strategies don't necessarily need to be, I am sitting here and because I'm so upset, I want to go do whatever. It is the thing that's going to bring you the best end result in your life. So I know for me, mine used to be food. That's not what it's going to be anymore. So now my coping strategies that I have is calling my support person. I have coming up here and doing my vlog. I have being able to verbalize and open up and say what's going on. I have writing. I am an author. So being able to write things down, journal things down, but do what works best for you. And before I get off, I want to tell you a big imperative thing that you want to get in this journey will be a therapist. Okay. I have my therapy appointment on this Thursday coming up, and I am so excited about it because I feel like it's going to allow me to better hone in on my coping strategies. Because a lot of time when we do things on our own, we're not able to see the whole full big picture sometimes. And it takes somebody from the outside looking in, kind of hearing what you're trying to say and help you with creating a plan to get there. So if you haven't connected with a mental health professional, I definitely suggest that you connect with a mental health professional. It's going to be nothing but beneficial. Now, I will give a disclaimer. Therapy is like trying on a pair of shoes. Sometimes you got to try on a couple before you find the right fit. So don't just throw in the towel because the first therapist is not a good fit for you. But I'm going to tell you it's going to be very great. And that is a part of self-care as well. Because when you begin to pour out the toxicness, when you get to pour out the negative perceptions that you have, when you get to pour out the negative habits, then you get into a space where you can pour into positivity. You can pour into things that's going to make you reach your goal of having a permanent reset. So I love you guys to life. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Remember to like, comment, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and let me know what you think. It's easy for me to jump on this and utilize it as a vlog, but I want to make sure that the information I'm providing is actually beneficial to you guys. There is no script. All this is from the heart. So I am definitely invested on being the voice for people just like myself. But again, thank y'all so much for watching out. And then remember, if you don't remember anything else I say, you are enough.